questions. On your paper, for each question, and then unpause it to see if you got it right. Let's get to question number 1. This is the Here is the question. Solve for x. Negative 5x minus 10 equals negative 25. Is the answer A, 7, B, 3, C, negative 3, or D, negative 7? Go ahead and pause the video now. Write your answer, unpause it, and we'll see how you did. Okay, time's up. Let's see how you did. The correct answer is B, 3. To do this question, the first thing you'll want to do is add 10 to both sides. We undo our addition first. That gets us negative 5x equals negative 15. Our last step then is to divide by negative 5. That gets our x by itself, and negative 15 divided by negative 5 is positive 3. Let's get to question number 2, the $200 question. Here it is. Another solving question. Solve for x. 1 part x plus 9. Close parenthesis. Minus 5 equals 7. Is the answer A, 9, B, 7, C, negative 9, or D, 27? Let's solve this question. Unpause the video when you're ready with your final answer. Okay, time's up. Let's take a look at what you got. The correct answer for this one is D, 27. To do this one, we'll want to use the 5 gots and distribute the 1/3 in. That gets us 1/3 x plus 3 minus 5 equals 7. I'm then going to go ahead and get rid of my fractions by multiplying everything by 3. So this times 3, this times 3, this times 3, this times 3. When I do that, I just get x plus 9 minus 15 equals 21 when I multiply everything by 3. I want to get x by itself, so let's do the 9 minus 5. 9 minus 5 is negative 6 equals 21. In my last step, I got to get rid of this minus 6, so I add 6 to both sides to get x equals 27. Here we go, the $300 question. Hopefully you're doing well so far. Let's take a look at this one. Another solve question. Here it is. Solve x for x plus 12. X minus 2, open parenthesis, x minus 6. And when you're done, unpause and see how you did. You can pause now. Good luck. This one is all real numbers. It's A. Oh yeah, let's take a look at it. We'll want to deal with parentheses first, so you got to take this negative 2 in. When you do that, you get 4x plus 12 equals 6x minus 2x plus 12. Don't forget, you're taking the negative 2 in. That makes this a plus 12. Let's go ahead. We got lots of x's, so let's go ahead and combine our x's and then get them to the same side. So 6x minus 2x, that's 4x. Now I'm going to minus 4x to both sides. And notice that the x's cancel out. Oh man, WTTP. Anytime the x's cancel out, then either our answer is going to be all real numbers or no solutions. Since this is 12 equals 12, our answer is all real numbers. If it was a false statement, like it was 12 equals 7, then we would have said the answer is no soul. Let's get to the next question. The $500 question. Oh, that's a lot of money. You can buy a lot of ramen for that. Let's go. Another solve question. Solve for x. 3/5 plus x equals x over 5. Lots of fractions in this one. C, 33, B, 11/3, C, fractions on this one, we're going to want to multiply everything by the common denominator. We've got a 5 and a 6 in the denominator, so I'm going to multiply everything by 30. That's the common denominator. So I've got to multiply each fraction by 30. This by 30, this by 30, and this by 30. When I do that, you might want to use a calculator. If you're having a hard time with this, 30 times 3 divided by 5, you can use a calculator. It should come out to be 18. Plus here, the 30 and the 30 divided by 6 is 5. So I'm left with a 5 and x plus 3. And then 30 divided by 5 is 6x. Oh, that should be an equals. Sorry about that. Equals 6x. I'm going to distribute into the parentheses to get rid of those. That gets me 18 plus 5x plus 15 equals 6x. I want to go ahead and get everything to one side here. So I'm going to go ahead, let's add the 18 and the 15. That's 33. And we'll minus the 5x, minus 5x, minus 5x. That leaves me with x equals 18 plus 15, which is 33, which is what they got for the answer. Next question. We already did this question. Skip ahead. The $1,000 question. $1,000. That would be awesome. Let's take a look. The $1,000 question says the following. Translate this sentence. Twice the number of nickels is 8 less than 4 times the number of pennies. What is n and p represent nickels and pennies respectively? Answer A, 2n equals 8 minus 4p. 2n equals 8 plus 4p. 2n equals 4p minus 8, or D, 2n equals 4p. Work on translating this sentence. We'll see how you did in a second. Time's up. Let's take a look. The correct answer is C. 2n equals 4p minus 8. We do that because twice the nickels, that's 2 times n. Is, don't forget, is translates to the equal sign. When we use the word less than, that means minus, but less than is a Casablanca rule. You're going to switch the order. You're going to put 4 times the pennies minus 8. Let's get going to the next question. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! You made it! You made it to $1,000! Can't go below that. Let's go. Next one. $2,000 question. Let's go. The length of a rectangle is 7 width. If the perimeter is 82 feet, find the length. They want you to find the length on this one. If the answer is A, that's going to be 19 feet. B is 24 feet. C is 27 feet. D is 29 feet. Now, it might help to draw a rectangle. You've got your answer. Unpause it, and we'll see how you did. Word problems. We know that perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. They've also told us that the length is 7 more than the width, so that's W plus 7. Let's go ahead and substitute that in. They told us the perimeter is 82 and that the length is W plus 7 plus 2W. Now we just have to solve using our 5 gots. We've got parentheses, so we'll take the 2 in. We get 2W plus 14 plus 2W equals 82. Add the 2 W's together, that gets us 4W plus 14 equals 82. Minus the 14 over to get 68 equals 4W. In my last step, I got to get the W by itself, so I divide by 4. And when we divide by 4, we get W equals 17. Now, some of you might have been looking for that answer. Again, in this one, they asked us to find the length. Find the length. You found the width. So that answer is not going to be there. We got to plug that 17 back into the length because we know that the length is W plus 7 or 17 plus 7. And that's why the answer comes out to be 24. 24 is the answer. Great work. Let's move on to question number 7, the $4,000 question. Woo. 4,000, that's like a used car. Let's do it. Ooh, it's an Excel question. 3 Excel questions on the test. It says find the result if you typed in equals AVG B1 colon B3. If you entered that in here to cell 4 and pressed enter, what would that get you? Oh, let's take a look. And there you go. Hopefully you unpause the video by now. Let's see if you got it right. Correct answer is 6. That's it. To get that answer, you're just going to take the average of these 3 values. So you'll do 7 plus a -5 plus 16, and then divide that answer by 3. Let's get to the next one. Here we go. The $8,000 question. Let's take a look. It's a word problem. Steve drove 240 miles to get to Salt Lake City. There are 1.6 kilometers per mile. How many kilometers did he drive? Go ahead and pause the video now to see if you can get this conversion question. And then unpause and we'll take a look at it. Welcome back. Here's the answer. Oh yeah, it's A, 384 kilometers. Let's take a look. To do this problem, I'm going to write that I have 240 miles. My destination or my goal is to get kilometers. So I've got to get rid of miles. To get rid of miles, I'm going to put miles is already on top right now. So I need to put miles on bottom. And I know that 1 mile is 1.6 kilometers. Notice that miles will cancel out. And that just means I need to multiply 240 times 1.6 to get the answer of 384. Let's get to the next question. Question number 9, the $16,000 question. Let's take a look at it. Good luck. The fastest car speed ever recorded was 763 miles per hour. We know that there's 5,280 feet per mile, and there's 3,600 seconds in an hour. What's the speed in feet per second? So you got to convert 763 miles per hour to feet per second. Pause the video and let's see how you do. Welcome back. Let's see if you got this double conversion problem right. There's one of these on the test. Go see 1,119.1 feet per second. Let's take a look at how to do that. We know that we have 763 miles over hours. Now our destination is to get feet over seconds. So let's work on getting rid of our miles. I don't want miles on top, so let's put miles on bottom. We want feet on top. And I know that there's 5,280 feet for 1 mile. We also don't want hours on bottom, so I'm going to put hour on top to get rid of that, and seconds on bottom because our destination is to get seconds on bottom. We know that there's 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. And so you're just going to multiply 763 times 5,280 and then divide by 3,600. The answer comes out to be 1119.1 feet per second. Let's do question number 10, $32,000. That's like a new car. Let's do it. I'm like Oprah giving out new cars. You get a car. You get a car. Ooh, Brother M just got us. It's now making $32,100. What was he making before? Here goes. We'll remember this one. Pause the video and let's see what you got. Welcome back. Final answer. We'll find out. Here it is. Correct answer is D, $30,330. Let's see how it's done. We learned that when you go backwards with percents, you're going to have to use the formula x plus or minus the percent of x equals the now value. We know that he used to be making x, and he got a raise, a 6% raise of whatever he used to be making. And now he's making $32,150. Well, let's add these x's together. this is a 1x plus 0.06x. That's 1.06x equals 32,150. If we take, in our last step, we're going to have to take 32,150 and divide it by 1.06. When we do that, we get the answer of 30330. And that's the final answer. The $64,000 question. Let's do it. Here it is. A Toyota drives at a speed of 42 miles per hour. 7 miles per hour. Both cars drive the same amount of time, but the Toyota goes 20 miles per hour. How long can both cars drive? We're going to want to use the distance equals rate times time formula to solve this one. Go ahead and pause the video now, and we'll see how you do. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the answer. Your final answer, unless you use a lifeline. We don't have time for that. Let's take a look. Correct answer is 4. We know that distance equals rate times time. So we have the rate times time of the Toyota over here. And then we have the Tesla over here. The fastest one will be over here. And we know that it was going 40, oh no, I forget already. 42. It was going 42. And the Tesla's going 37. And the lead was 20 miles. So this is the problem that we've got to solve. We'll minus the 37t over minus 37t minus 37t. That leaves us with 5t equals 20. And when we divide by 5, we find out that they were going for 4 total hours. $125,000! Come by my house! Let's take a look. Benji got the 82 and a 94 on his first 2 tests. There's one more test. What if you have to get on the third test to keep him at 85? Use the average formula. How to find an average? Solve it. Is it A76, B77, C79, or D80? Pause the video now. Let's see what you got. Time's up. Let's take a look. There's one of these on our celebration of knowledge, and you should have got 79. Let's take a look. We know that he got an 82 on the first test and then a 94 on the next one, but there's one more test he has to take. So we don't know what that is. To find the average, we know we would have to divide by 3 because there's 3 tests. So an 82, a 94, we want to know what he's got to do to get an 85. So this is how we set it up. To get rid of the divide by 3, we would multiply by 3. 85 times 3 comes out to be 255. So we got 82 plus 94 plus x equals 255. And then once you minus the 82 and the 94 over, you find out that the answer is 79. You could just use the answers and find the average of the 4 as well. That's totally fine. Three questions remaining. Here we go. $150,000 question. Translate. There are 8 times as many aspects and pine trees. There are 8 times as many aspects as there are pine trees. Welcome back. Did you translate this correctly? We'll find out. The answer is D. Aspen trees. 8 times the pine tree. Don't forget, as many as it is. That 8 goes on pine trees rather than the aspens. Okay, careful on that one. Let's go to the next one. Question 14. $500,000. Let's get it to you. Money in your pocket. Make it rain. Skittles has downsized its package by 40%. Now you only get 36 Skittles in a package. How many Skittles were in a package? Is it A60, B50, C14, or D? Time's up. Let's see how you did. Correct answer is A60. Let's take a look at how you do. Again, we're going to use the percent backwards formula. Remember, with the percent backwards formula, We've already done one of these today. There's going to be one of these on the test. We know that you used to get X Skittles, but they downsized it. They minus 40% of my Skittles. So we'll convert the 40% to a decimal. Now you only get 36 Skittles. So if I have 1x minus 0.4x, that's 0.6x equals 36. We'll divide by 0.6 in the end to get the final answer. And so x equals 36 divided by 0.6. That comes out to be 60 Skittles. Again, this percent backwards formula is going to be important to know how to use. And they don't give that to you on the test. So make sure you know how to set up these types of problems to do percent backwards. We've arrived at the last question. The $1 million number 15. Let's do it. It's a word problem, one that's going to be similar to the one that we had celebration of knowledge. Your cell phone company charges $39.95 per month for service. This includes 5 free gigabytes of data. After they charge, after your 5 gigabytes, they're going to charge an additional $9.95 per gigabyte. If your final bill came out to be $101.64, how much data this month? A, 6.2 gigabytes, B, 11.2 gigabytes, C, 8.4 gigabytes, or D, 12.2 gigabytes. Go ahead and pause the video, work this one out, let's see if you win $1 million. Welcome back. Are you the $1 million winner? We'll find out. Here's the answer, show it. Boom, 11.2 gigabytes. Let's see if you, let's see. We know that you're going to pay $39.95 no matter what. But what we don't know is how much data you're going to use. So if that final bill came out to be 101.64, then we're going to have to solve this equation right here. First thing that you're going to need to do is minus the $39.95. Minus $39.95. When we do that, let's see. 101.64, I'm going to bust out the calculator here, 39.95, that leaves me with 995 equals 6169. Then we'll divide by the 995 because that's the gigabyte cost. Divide by 995. When we do that, we get the answer of 6.2 gigabytes. Now, some of you might have said that that's the answer, but you got to be really careful because don't forget your plan comes with 5 free gigabytes. So don't forget to add those in at the end. That's why the final answer comes out to be 11.2 gigabytes. And that is the final answer. Oh yeah! Woo! Which means